Greetings and welcome to Unit 16 of Module 1 on OBE. We continue our presentation on the course outcomes. The main purpose of OBE or outcome based education is to first write the outcomes of a course, that we are calling them as course outcomes. We are presenting a method of writing those course outcomes, and here in the previous unit we understood the structure of course outcome statements and in terms of 4 elements. That means a course outcome statement should have 4 elements with 2 of them being optional. The first element is action, second element is the knowledge elements on which the cognitive action has to be performed, and the conditions under which this cognitive action has to be performed is expressed as a set of conditions, and the acceptance of the performance is defined in terms of the criteria. But the conditions and criteria are really optional elements. They may or may not be present depending on the situation. So, but essentially course outcome statements have 4 elements: knowledge and knowledge is action and knowledge being compulsory, condition and criteria being optional. Now, in the current unit, whatever we write as course outcomes, we want to ensure their quality and relevance. How do we do that? Of course, one can write by just looking at the content or list of topics, you can write some outcomes. But how do we make sure, instead of leaving it to chance writing, how do we ensure there is the quality of the outcomes that are written and the relevance of the course outcomes as well? That will be the purpose of this unit. Now, first thing we will start with is how many course outcomes should we have for a course. People have even stated that one statement writing the aim of the course is more than enough, but some people want to write too many of them. So, what is that? What is the optimal number? We propose an argument for that. Too small a number of COs do not capture the course in sufficient detail and may not serve instruction design that very well. That is, one should remember that we are not writing COs merely because we are required to write. First thing is, we also have to demonstrate that we are attaining these course outcomes, and through these course outcomes we are also attaining the outcomes at the program level as well. That is one part. The other one is the outcome statements serve an excellent way of planning your instruction. Your entire semester, how do you want to present things, in what way you want the students to be to participate in various activities, so that the final learning is really of good quality, which we call as instruction design. The course outcome statements, they serve the purpose of instruction design, which we will explore in another module itself. So, if you do not write enough number of course outcomes, it may not really serve much purpose. Broadly writing a aim of the course does not mean much. Or too many COs also is not good. What happens is, if you have too many COs, the processes related to assessment design and computation of attainment will start becoming messy and demanding if there are too many. So, what is the number? After a bit of trial and error, it has been found, let us take a course like 3:0:0 or 3:1:0 or even 3:0:1 where the lab is part of the course itself. They should have about 6 course outcomes. 6 would mean 6 plus or minus 1 or 2. Though personally my view is that it should be between 6 and 8. Of course, nothing happens if you write one more extra or one less. It is not that kind of thing. As long as you can convince yourself that you have captured the essence of what you have for that particular course in mind is captured satisfactorily in the outcomes that you have written. And not only that, it is not only from teacher's perspective, the student should be able to understand very clearly by reading the course outcomes what they are expected to be learning. It should not be very complicated, it should not be vague and abstract, and where the student is not very clear about what he is expected to learn. So from that perspective, as I said, around 6 course outcomes is the optimal one, and if a course carries different credits, for example in general programs you may have even a course like 5:0:1 or 4:0:2 as per the UGC requirements. So the number of COs of courses carrying different number of credits can suitably altered. For example, if you have something like 5:1:0, you can even have something like 10 course outcomes written, because the scope of the course is vastly increased from a 3 credit course. Now because one of the requirements is I should be able to measure to what extent the students have attained these course outcomes, because we do not want to merely write outcomes and leave them there. We want to measure their attainment, and normally this is done through what we call summative assessment. Summative assessment is, in another word, we measure the extent of learning by the student. And how do we do that? We have standard processes in most of the colleges where you have some class tests, or call them mid-sem exams, mid-sem tests. You may have 1, 2 or 3, and occasionally you may have some assignments which also carry some marks. So a whole collection of these items. Sometimes an assignment consists of solving a problem. The assignment can consist of students submitting a report, a 2-page, 3-page report as specified. That depends on the course, nature of the course. And then you have finally end semester examination. In university affiliated colleges, in colleges affiliated to a university, the end semester exam is designed and conducted by from a central place, that is the university. In an autonomous institution, one should normally, the summative assessment at the end of semester is to be designed by the instructor, maybe overseen by some committee or some external evaluator. Okay. So what happens is, your summative assessment consists of presently what we call CIE, continuous internal evaluation. That is the term that is used for all courses, all programs offered under UGC, and SEE, semester end examination. And there is different weightages given to these two, that we will see it later, but both of them called summative assessment instruments. Anything wherever the performance is evaluated and the marks or grade obtained by the student is added to the final marks or the grade, they are called summative assessments. And now what happens, what we suggest is, we should not be asking for some other kind of instrument to measure the attainment of course outcomes. That will not work, because that will mean too much of what do you call assessment work, evaluation work and documentation work. So, what we say, it should be possible to determine the attainment of a CO through the normally followed assessment mechanisms without needing additional instruments. Whatever mechanisms that are presently operative, through those mechanisms only we should be able to measure the outcomes of the course. There is another issue, namely, because of the practices till now, most of the universities are used to breaking the or presenting the syllabus of a course as a set of units, and these units could be 5 or 6, sometimes even 4, and generally the same number of lectures are associated with these units. And why this unit structure academically of no consequence. These are strictly what you call administrative conveniences. That is, somewhere the examination says the first test should focus only on the unit 1, or let us say final exam, when you prepare, there should be uniform distribution of marks from the 4 units. So, this is an administrative way of looking at the syllabus of a or the course itself. Now, when you come to course outcomes, some people may take a position, let us write one outcome for one unit. You cannot object to that, but you cannot legislate that either. Strictly speaking, there need not be one-to-one correspondence between the units of a course and the course outcomes. There is no need for that, because academically it is not required. A unit can be addressed by more than one CO, or a CO if necessary can address topics from more than one unit. So, there need not be any correspondence between units of a course and the course outcome statements. Strictly, my personal point of view is unitization of syllabus is not to be recommended from the point of view of outcome based education. Now, we will talk of when you write your course outcomes, what are the do's and don'ts. First thing is, use only one action verb. As we have already stated in the earlier unit, occasionally there could be 2 action verbs, but those should be exceptions rather than kind of routine. And it should never be, two action verbs should not be used just to merely combine 2 outcomes, 2 COs into one, because we have written too many. That is the first one, use only one action verb. And we have already stated, you assume the common stem at the end of the course, the student should be able to, you write that, and then start your statement of the course outcome with an action verb. And you should not use words including like, such as, different, various, etc. with respect to knowledge elements. Enumerate all the relevant knowledge elements. This, as teachers, we are quite used to. We use the words various, such as, etc., aspects of a course and so on, like that. And when you say such as, that means the list is not complete. While teacher is very clear about what such as represents, but when you write on a piece of paper and communicate to the student does not know what other elements you are planning to include. And that is the reason why you should not use these words at all in writing a outcome statement. You should enumerate all the relevant knowledge elements. And one may say, oh, the list may become too long, but we found in our experience the number of elements may never exceed 5 or 6. So just list those 5 or 6 elements. Normally it could be 2 or 3 either also. Now put in effort to make the CO statement as detailed as possible and measurable. After you write the statement, you should read and rewrite until you make sure it is actually measurable, and it is also detailed. That means when a learner is looking at that statement, it should be clear to him exactly what is it that he should be able to do. On the same vein, do not make it either too abstract or too specific. Too specific would mean look like your CO statement may look like one of the examination test questions. Compute this so and so. It almost looks like a question that you are asking in the examination. If it is too abstract, then also it does not communicate very much. So these are do's and don'ts one should follow while writing course outcome. It may look like, why are you making a lot of fuss? But as I said, it should be clear to the student. The whole purpose is learner should clearly understand, should be very clear about what is it that he should learn, and that is the reason why one has to spend more time or get it reviewed as many times as you can to get to write good course outcome statements. In addition to do's and don'ts, we also have a checklist. Checklist would mean, that is, you can verify, you after writing the statement, go through these 5 statements and make sure you satisfy the requirement. That is all. Does the CO begin with an action verb? If it does not, then we will say it is not a CO statement. Okay. What kind of action verbs do you use? They can be from any of the 6 cognitive levels, like we have already presented to you several action verbs: state, define, explain, calculate, identify, select, design, and so on, from various cognitive levels. Is the CO stated in terms of student performance rather than the teacher performance or subject matter to be covered? So CO should not be stated or should not merely list the topics that need to be covered, nor what the teacher is wanting to do. So it should be strictly in terms of the student performance. You should always remember the initial stem, what the student should be able to do. So it is in terms of student performance. Is the CO stated as a learning product rather than in terms of learning process? This is a common mistake one do, and many times teachers write first the process and then sometimes the product. Sometimes you may miss the product. That is, you should use these principles, that becomes process. But what exactly the student should be able to do? So first part of the statement CO should be the learning product, and then if you want, you can say the learning process, which may get translated as we stated, a condition under which the learning product has to be produced. And this is part of do's and don'ts as well. Is the CO stated at the proper level of generality and relatively independent of other COs? This also is possible. 2 COs may overlap a little bit in their scope. That should be avoided, and not only that, is it presented at the proper level of generality? That means it should not be too abstract and it should not be too specific. And next thing is the CO attainable first? For example, a particular CO may not be attainable either because of the background of the students, or they do not have prerequisite competencies, they do not have the required facilities nor time available, and so on. So what can happen is, if you just look at some internet, some website and find an interesting CO, which is very good, but if you just incorporate it into your course, it may not be attainable because of all these conditions. So there is no point in writing such a CO just because it is good and looks good. This is a checklist that one needs to follow to make sure that you are able to write good course outcome statements. Now what we will try to do, we will present an outcome statement. We request you to take about 30 seconds time to find out what is the error in that. Then you think about the outcome statement and then think about it, and if you are able to find the error, it is fine, otherwise we will also present what is the error in that. So we will have about 10 CO statements for you to consider, wherein either some do's and don'ts are not properly followed, or it does not satisfy the items in the checklist. So let us start with one statement. Students will conduct experiments. Now we will give you 30 seconds time gap and wait for you to think of the error in this. See, students will conduct experiments is an instructional activity. They are designed to facilitate attainment of COs by learners, but they themselves are not COs. So this is a process statement rather than an outcome statement. Now let us look at the next one. Have the concepts of Mendel's laws, theory of linkage, mutation theory and chromosome theory. See, COs here are generally competencies or behaviors that can be demonstrated. But have the concepts means there are internal changes in the students, and such a statement, while such changes are required to happen, but they themselves cannot be measured directly. For example, the fact that they understand the concepts of these laws should be demonstrable. So the statement should be modified to something that is demonstrable or measurable. So this is not because it being an internal change, it cannot be measured. Next one is the genetic map using the test cross ratio. First of all, there is no action verb. So, there is no way of what is it that you are assessing, no way of determining the attainment level. It is essentially a topic from the syllabus taken and presented as a CO, and this is a generally an error that is committed by when first time many faculty members write the course outcomes. Apply problem solving techniques to find solutions to problems. This is not a what do you call a CO that is written just for presentation here. All the statements we are presenting, they actually were written by some faculty members in some workshops that we participated. Now, apply problem solving techniques to find solutions to problems is too general, and we do not even know what kind of course it is applicable and how do you measure. So, it is too general, no clear way of assessing. Have an appreciation for the scope, complexity and requirements to treat the subject as the need of the hour and to have a positive attitude to earth environment and its protection. First of all, there are two parts to the statement. As you can see, have an appreciation is one part, second part is have a positive attitude. Even if you consider have as an action verb, first of all there are two action verbs, that is first thing. Then appreciation and positive attitude again once again are internal changes and they are not directly measurable. So, first thing is it should be only one action verb and it should be measurable. Study a variety of advanced image compression techniques. So, study is not an acceptable action verb. Merely studying means we do not know what exactly the student has achieved and what he is capable of demonstrating at the end of the course is nothing. First of all, what are these advanced image compression techniques? Do you have a list? They should be enumerated, and having enumerated, what do you want to do with those things? Merely understand what those techniques or what do they perform, or you actually perform advanced compression techniques is not clear from the CO statement. Have practical experience of developing applications that utilize standard packages like QGIS. have practical experience of developing applications that utilize standard packages like QGIS. So, once again this describes non-specific learning activity but not a learning product that can be measured. Have practical experience, that is all that you are trying to say, but experience of developing applications. What applications, what are the specifications of that, none of that is very clear from here. Have ideas of joints in rocks and their origin, classification and geological significance. It is, first of all, there is no action verb that can be demonstrated. Have is an internal change and not a realistic CO. Introduce the structure and bioelectric properties of cell membranes. It is obviously teacher centric. Who introduces structure and bioelectric properties? It is a teacher. But what should the student do? That is not very clear from this CO. Again, once again, this teacher centric way of looking at things is somehow very deeply ingrained, and every faculty member is likely to commit this error while writing the COs. So, one has to warn himself or herself. Syntax directed translation and intermediate code generation. There is no action verb, and essentially topic from the syllabus is reproduced. That is how the syllabus gets written. So, what we now request you is, as an exercise, write course outcomes of a course you are familiar with or taught, paying attention to all the do's and don'ts, making sure all the items in checklist are checked out. Once you do that, you can do this jointly with some colleague of yours, or otherwise it is generally good to discuss with somebody else, and we will continue whatever you have written in the next unit by tagging them appropriately, and also identify the errors, if any, in course outcomes listed and rewrite them to fulfill the criteria stated in the checklist. So, we are going to give a set of outcomes like this, and we request you to identify the errors in this and reword them. Okay, I am not going to read all of them. There are about 9 given. And in the following unit, we will continue with our writing course outcomes. We identify the number of class sessions associated with a given CO, and then we tag, because the course outcomes are the main means by which the POs and PSOs are to be attained. So, tag the course outcomes with the POs, PSOs, cognitive levels, knowledge categories addressed, besides the number of classroom sessions. That will be the aim of the next unit. Thank you very much for your attention.